Good evening. Welcome to the Village of Westmont official voting board meeting for June 7, 2010. I'd like to have our clerk please take the roll call.
Mayor Ron?
Here.
The clerk's here. Trustee Emery? Here. Trustee Fleming?
Here.
Trustee Forsley?
Here.
Trustee Klebanow is absent tonight. Trustee Scott?
Here.
Trustee Seneca? Here. Manager Searle?
Here.
Attorney Zemanek?
Here.
Police Chief Mulhern? Here. Fire Chief Trout? Here. Economic Development Director and Assistant Manager Kimball? Here. Human Resource Director Casey?
Please join us in the Pledge of Allegiance. I pledge allegiance
to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
First item, minutes of the Committee of the Whole meeting held May 13th and board meeting held May 17th, 2010. Do we have a motion?
Motion to approve Seneca? Second, Emery.
Discussion?
Mayor, I just want to point out that I passed out a revised set of meeting minutes for the 13th meeting. I talked to Trustee Klebanow today, and she had asked that I provide some clarification regarding a statement towards the end of the meeting. So talked to Trustee Scott today, and we moved that under the trustee items section. So that I just want to point out that that particular change is in the revised set of minutes.
Okay. Thank you. Reports. Mayor.
We have to vote.
Oh, we have to vote, sorry. We have a motion and a second?
Yes.
Roll call, please.
Trustee Seneca?
Yes.
Trustee Forsley?
Present.
Trustee Emery?
Yes.
Trustee Scott?
Yes.
Trustee Fleming?
Yes.
The meeting only goes so fast. Reports, Mayor. First thing I'd like to do is wish our village manager, Ron Searle, a belated happy birthday.
Thank you.
His birthday was last week while he was on vacation, so our congratulations to you, and
Survived.
we hope you had a nice birthday.
Thank you.
Then the other thing I wanted to mention is to thank everybody that participated in the Memorial Day parade. It was a great parade. A lot of participants, a lot of residents came out. The only unfortunate part is that just before the program was to start at Memorial Park, the skies opened up and everybody ran for shelter. So up until that time, it was a great day, and we thank Frank Trout for putting together the program for that presentation, which did not occur.
My pastor called me as I walked in the door, my French room, and he said, "Divine intervention."
Very good, thank you. That's all that I have right now. Next, our village clerk.
First of all, I want to congratulate all our graduates throughout the village, whether it be high school, college, elementary, junior high. Just congratulations to all of them, including your lovely daughter Heidi, or Danica, who just graduated. And then I want to wish my husband a happy anniversary. I rarely say that to him, but today's our anniversary.
Oh,
so
happy anniversary.
Happy anniversary, Jerry, after 41 years. Amazing. And I have to wish my daughter Ashley a speedy recovery. She had surgery today, but she's doing fine. She's had her gallbladder out. She was a little nervous because she's never had been in the hospital, but she's doing great. And a belated happy birthday to you, Manager Searle.
Thank you.
That's all I have. Thanks.
Thank you. Next, our village attorney, John Zemanek.
I've got nothing tonight, thank you.
Okay, Ron Searle, village manager.
Thank you. I just wanted to ask for an executive session on personnel following the meeting.
Okay. New business, Keith A. Becker Honorary Drive. Or to consider a resolution naming a section of North Blackhawk Drive, the S curve, for former Westmont Junior High School principal Keith A. Becker.
Motion to approve Forsley?
Second, Emery?
Discussion? The discussion, as I recall it, stated that they're going to put up 2 signs, one at Blackhawk and one at the
Oakwood Drive.
Oakwood Drive and Blackhawk.
Black-
Yeah, okay,
Be nice.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
very good.
I think.
Any other questions? Roll call.
Trustee Forsley.
Yes.
Trustee Emery.
Yes.
Trustee Scott.
Yes.
Trustee Fleming.
Yes.
Trustee Seneca.
Yes.
15 South Cass, Board to consider an ordinance approving a development request for Michael Oglesby and Roberto Orozco to operate a bistro-style restaurant and catering business at the property known as 15 South Cass.
Motion to approve, Scott.
Second, Fleming.
Discussion?
Will they be coming back to us about the liquor and bringing wine in? How did we
Yeah,
leave that?
supposedly, that's they're not going to open the business unless they get the permission to bring your own wine into their new establishment. So I would assume that they're not going to move forward on this until we pass the ordinance.
Sure, we did talk with the petitioners last week, and that is their intention, that their motif is kind of dependent, hinges upon this ability to allow their customers to bring this in. So I don't know, they didn't really say they wouldn't open, but they're kind of hoping that, that will happen shortly thereafter. If they know that there's a chance that this will occur, I think they might be convinced to go ahead and open the business.
Right.
And then whatever it takes us to implement that change at the board level and change the local ordinance, we could at least let them know that it's in the works and in motion, which we have done.
But I'd like to see us move very quickly on that so that we can get them up and running.
So you can take your sangria.
Well, it's been in motion now for about a month, and
We're working on trying to get some background information, comparing our proposed ordinance to other towns as well as license fee. And we should be coming, as I mentioned,
Cool.
if not the next meeting, definitely by the first meeting in July with the proposal for the board.
Great.
Okay.
Thank you.
good, thank you. Any other questions? Roll call.
Trustee Scott.
Yes.
Trustee Fleming.
Yes.
Trustee Seneca.
Yes.
Trustee Forsley.
Yes.
Trustee Emery.
Yes.
Jewel Osco Liquor Tasting Ordinance Renewal. Board to consider an ordinance allowing Jewel Osco to conduct up to 9 days of special event liquor tastings per month as part of their Class 11 liquor license for years 2010 and 2011.
Motion to approve Forsley?
Second, Emery?
Discussion? Roll call.
Trustee Forsley.
Yes.
Trustee Emery.
Yes.
Trustee Scott.
Yes.
Trustee Fleming.
Yes.
Trustee Seneca.
Yes.
209 East Ogden, Lamborghini Lotus. Board to consider a motion to postpone consideration of an amendment to the special use permit issued in 2005 to permit the parking of up to 10 vehicles in the front yard setback. We have a motion on the postponement.
So moved, Emery?
Second, Seneca.
Discussion? Roll call.
Trustee Emery.
Yes.
Trustee Forsley.
Yes.
Trustee Seneca.
Yes.
Trustee Fleming.
Yes.
Trustee Scott.
Yes.
110 South Cass, Alicia E. Salon. Board to consider approval of ordinances for the following requests. A, special use permit request to operate a ground floor beauty parlor in the B1 Limited Business District. And B, development permit request to operate a beauty parlor in the B1 Limited Business District.
So moved as to Section A. Emery?
Second, Scott.
Discussion? Roll call on Part A.
Trustee Emery.
Yes.
Trustee Scott.
Yes.
Trustee Fleming.
Yes.
Trustee Seneca.
Yes.
Trustee Forsley.
Yes.
Part B,
Motion to approve, Emery.
Second, Scott.
discussion? Roll call.
Trustee Scott.
Yes.
Trustee Emery.
Yes.
Trustee Seneca.
Yes.
Trustee Forsley.
Yes.
Trustee Fleming.
Yes.
110 South Cass, Board to consider an ordinance approving a downtown development grant request from Mr. Mukesh Patel in the amount of $5,000 for facade improvements to the property at 110 South Cass.
Motion to approve, Fleming?
Second, Emery.
Discussion? Roll call.
Trustee Fleming.
Yes.
Trustee Seneca.
Yes.
Trustee Forsley.
Yes.
Trustee Emery.
Yes.
Trustee Scott.
Yes.
233 West 63rd Street, Westmont Yards, Board to consider an ordinance approving a second amendment to planned development agreement for Westmont Yard at 233 West 63rd Street regarding non-retail uses.
Motion to approve, Emery.
Second, Seneca?
Discussion? Hearing no discussion, roll call.
Trustee Emery.
Yes.
Trustee Forsley.
Yes.
Trustee Seneca.
Yes.
Trustee Fleming.
Yes.
Trustee Scott.
Yes.
14 North Cass, Vincitori Restaurant, Board to consider an ordinance approving a downtown development grant request from Mr. Bob Erdu of Vincitori Restaurant, 14 North Cass Avenue.
Motion to approve, Scott.
Second, Fleming?
Discussion?
There's no dollar amount? What would,
The ordinance specifies a dollar amount,
okay.
and this
It
is
was-
3,000 some.
Yeah, that's what I thought. It wasn't the
3,800.
normal 5,000. Okay.
Any other questions? Roll call.
Trustee Scott.
Yes.
Trustee Fleming.
Yes.
Trustee Seneca.
Yes.
Trustee Forsley.
Yes.
Trustee Emery.
Yes.
Next item, Board of Fire and Police Commissioners Policies and Procedures Ordinance. Board to consider an ordinance amending the applicable references for police hiring by the Board of Fire and Police Commissioners.
Motion to approve, Emery.
Second, Scott.
Discussion? Roll call.
Trustee Emery.
Yes.
Trustee Scott.
Yes.
Trustee Fleming.
Yes.
Trustee Seneca.
Yes.
Trustee Forsley.
Yes.
Westmont Police Pension Fund. Board to consider motion appointing Thomas Canidi as a civilian representative to the Westmont Police Pension Fund for a 2-year term commencing June 7th, 2010.
Motion to approve, Emery.
Second, Forsley.
Discussion? Roll call.
Trustee Emery.
Yes.
Trustee Forsley.
Yes.
Trustee Seneca.
Yes.
Trustee Scott.
Yes.
Trustee Fleming.
Yes.
Audit Firm Selection Board to consider motion approving the selection of Sickish LLP as the village's independent audit firm for fiscal year 2009, 2010.
Motion to approve, Fleming?
Second, Seneca?
Discussion? Roll call.
Trustee Fleming.
Yes.
Trustee Seneca.
Backwards, right? Okay.
Yes.
Trustee Emery.
Yes.
Trustee Forsley.
Yes.
Trustee Scott.
Yes.
Prevailing wage rate ordinance. Board to consider an ordinance adopting the Illinois Prevailing Wage Act rates.
Motion to approve, Seneca?
Second, Emery.
Discussion? Roll call.
Trustee Seneca.
Yes.
Trustee Forsley.
Yes.
Trustee Emery.
Yes.
Trustee Scott.
Yes.
Trustee Fleming.
Yes.
Furlough days ordinance. Board to consider an ordinance amending the municipal code to provide for a 39-hour work week in lieu of a 40-hour work week for fiscal year 2010, 2011 in order to assist in balancing the budget.
Motion to approve, Scott.
Second, Emery.
Discussion?
I do have a question. Will we need an ordinance for the finance department since their furlough arrangement's a little bit different in terms of number of hours? No?
It's built into the ordinance that individual departments have the right
Okay.
through voluntary agreement of the employees
Okay.
to have
Great.
a
Thank you.
less hour work week.
Thank you.
Any other questions? Roll call.
Trustee Scott. Trustee Emery.
Yes.
Trustee Seneca.
Yes.
Trustee Fleming.
Yes.
Trustee Forsley.
Yes.
Okay. Angel Haven Foundation, Board to consider motion which A, authorizes a fundraising yard sale by Angel Haven Foundation, June 17 to 20, 9 a.m. to dusk, to be held at West Hills Community Church, 213 East 55th, and B, waives any required tent fees for this not-for-profit entity for this event, and C, waiver of the fees related to the Loan a Truck program.
Motion to approve as a block, Emery.
Second, Forsley?
Discussion? Roll call.
Trustee Emery?
Yes.
Trustee Forsley?
Yes.
Trustee Seneca?
Yes.
Trustee Fleming?
Yes.
Trustee Scott?
Yes.
Olympic Day, Board to consider motion approving a proclamation establishing June 23rd, 2010 as Olympic Day.
Motion to approve, Forsley?
Second, Emery.
Discussion? Roll call.
Trustee Forsley?
Yes.
Trustee Emery?
Yes.
Trustee Scott?
Yes.
Trustee Fleming?
Yes.
Trustee Seneca?
Yes.
4th of July celebration, Board to consider motion approving a request from the Westmont Lions Club to waive the $100 per day temporary liquor license fee for the 2010 4th of July celebration at Ty Warner Park.
Motion to approve, Emery.
Second, Fleming.
Discussion? Roll call.
Trustee Emery?
Yes.
Trustee Forsley?
Yes.
Trustee Seneca?
Yes.
Trustee Fleming?
Yes.
Trustee Scott?
Yes.
Cruise nights, Board to consider motion authorizing the use of Cass and Burlington parking lot for vehicle display parking for Westmont Special Events Corporation's Cruise nights for Squad Car Night on June 24th and Fire Truck Night on July 22nd, 2010.
Motion to approve, Seneca?
Second, Emery.
Discussion? Roll call.
Trustee Seneca?
Yes.
Trustee Forsley?
Yes.
Trustee Scott?
Yes.
Trustee Fleming?
Yes.
Trustee Emery?
Yes.
Taste of Westmont, Board to consider a motion authorizing the use of the Cass and Burlington parking lot for public and business parking during the Taste of Westmont, July 9th, 2010, from 3 to 8 p.m., and July 10th, 2010, from 11 a.m. to 8 p.m.
Motion to approve, Scott.
Second, Fleming.
Discussion? Roll call.
Trustee Scott?
Yes.
Trustee Fleming?
Yes.
Trustee Seneca?
Yes.
Trustee Forsley?
Yes.
Trustee Emery?
Yes.
Residences of Oak Brook Hills. Board to consider an ordinance approving a multi-party agreement for completion of public and private improvements at residences of Oak Brook Hills.
Motion to approve, Emery.
Second, Forsley?
Discussion? Roll call.
Trustee Emery?
Yes.
Trustee Forsley?
Yes.
Trustee Scott?
Yes.
Trustee Fleming?
Yes.
Trustee Seneca?
Yes.
Next item, employment. Board to consider an ordinance approving voluntary retirement separation agreements with Stephen Watson, Michael Johnson, and Robert Zeiger.
Motion to approve, Emery.
Second, Scott.
Discussion? Roll call.
Trustee Emery?
Yes.
Trustee Scott?
Yes.
Trustee Fleming?
Yes.
Trustee Seneca?
Yes.
Trustee Forsley?
Yes.
Finance ordinance number 3.
We have before us on the 7th day of June, 2010, a finance ordinance in the amount of $765,913.97.
We have a
Motion to approve, Forsley?
Second, Emery.
Discussion? Roll call on finance ordinance number 3. Is that correct?
That's correct. Trustee Forsley?
Yes.
Trustee Emery?
Yes.
Trustee Scott?
Yes.
Trustee Fleming?
Yes.
Trustee Seneca?
Yes.
Purchase orders.
Motion to approve as a block for $104,948.83.
Second.
Discussion? Purchase orders?
I'm
What?
sorry. Go ahead. I started to call it, and you hadn't asked me to yet. I'm sorry.
Since there are no questions, roll call, please.
Trustee Fleming?
Yes.
Trustee Seneca?
Yes?
Trustee Emery?
Yes.
Trustee Forsley?
Yes.
Trustee Scott?
Yes.
Unless there's something else to come before the board, I would entertain a motion as requested by the manager to go into executive session regarding personnel.
So move Seneca?
Second Emery?
Discussion. Roll call.
Trustee Seneca?
Yes.
Trustee Forsley?
Yes.
Trustee Emery?
Yes.
Trustee Scott?
Yes.
Trustee Frank?
Yes.
Thank you. We are adjourned to executive
Did a wedding
session.
shower.